Union High School, 1987, The Mannequin Show. And driving through downtown, and I looked to my right, and there was the Dallas Modern Store Fixture Company. And on the second floor were these mannequins. It hit me. I thought, uh-oh, there's a show. So I went in, and needless to say, 4 to 6 months later, there were 28 mannequins on the floor of Union High School. We bought all these mannequins, and they were too heavy. So the parents came along, and they said, we can make those out of Coroplast and foam board. And so 2 weeks later, we had a new fleet of mannequins that were more accessible and we could lift. And then we were finally off and running after 2 weeks of panic. The concept was to have twice as many people out on the floor and make it look bigger than what it is, as we're in the business of. Another challenge was that when we put in the black flyover, and because we wanted to have the mannequins come to life at the end. And we took an entire day of spring break 2 weeks before Dayton to put all the mannequins in a row, make sure everybody goes to the right one, get the thing to fold out, and hightail it to the back. But as the season ended, and it did happen perfectly, and I just will never forget the joy of the G judges that I could hear Steve Brubaker and Jay Daly or Marie, screaming out of joy of what had just occurred and what we'd been working on all season.
Union High School.
Union High School, 1988. To this day, one of the toughest challenges ever. And the whole concept was to prove that ugly could win too, especially after all the pretty mannequins in 1987, and it was a very popular show. There was more education and more research and knowledge that went into making sure that the kids knew what we were doing here, because really the tossing and catching and the color grid part was not the main thing. It just wasn't. It was a story. It was more important that we did this tastefully as possible and still have the color guard part enough in there to be successful. Educating their minds, their bodies. It was a total body experience. They had to endure to make sure they were in the right frame of mind to perform this kind of show with a flag and a rifle and a swing flag back then. So it's very important, regardless of what it is. You have to train the whole performer. Remember at the dress rehearsal, there were 2 remaining survivors of the Holocaust that, believe it or not, came to the Union High School gym. And for me, and for the kids, that was the most important performance, because I had no idea how they were going to accept that. And they came and talked to the kids and down on the floor. And like I said, that really kind of was the beginning of the energy and the power and the drive that once the kids really saw somebody and heard them talk extensively about their experiences, that things just started to take off. It took us a while for sure. Just that night, especially in the way everything came out, those kids were just incredible. And, we will always, always remember that, because truly, nothing dies that is remembered.
Nothing dies that is remembered.